Welcome everybody to the Eorzea Minute, a weekly news and discussion show for Final Fantasy XIV. And what is the topic of discussion we have for this week? Then everybody's favorite topic of discussion, and that's housing. So, housing has been talked about for quite a while now since Stormblood has launched. It's caused quite a bit of happiness recently, but mainly lots and lots of anger. Why is that? First off, I think a little recap should get everybody on board, if anybody forgot anything. So, in 4.1, we had Shirogane, which they did announce they were bringing Shirogane in over Ishgard, which a lot of people were expecting was going to happen, since Ishgard was the main city in Heavensward, but they announced before Stormblood that Shirogane was going to be the housing area, which some people were kind of upset not getting Ishgard, but since having a Japanese-centric housing area, a lot of people were happy. Now, I wanted an Ishgard house, but once they learned that we were getting Shirogane, I said, fuck Ishgard, we're gonna be a nice Japanese house. It's gonna be great. And it is. So with this, they had 12 new wards with a normal division and a subdivision, adding 720 plots. Now, they didn't want to add all the housing at the start, wanting people to play through the game, and especially since the start of the game, it was kind of a clusterfuck. Well, just imagine if they opened housing during Raubon Savage. That would make even more people pissed. But they added it in 4.1, so everybody had more than enough time to get to Kugane, finish the game, get the house, be able to unlock Shirogane. So what happened? Well, it was a massive rush for all the new houses. With only 720 new plots, and there weren't really that many houses to begin with, there was a lot of people who wanted houses. I wanted a house all throughout Heavensward, but, none opened up. Now, finally we have a bunch of houses, and they were all snatched up in under 20 minutes for most servers. I play on Behemoths, which is high up there in population, but not crazy high. It's not a Gilgamesh or Balmung, but we got some people. But with the big housing rush, a lot of people not be able to get any house. I got lucky. I swung for the fences and got a large, but a lot of people couldn't even get a small. So that made a lot of people pissed. Then, you had the worst, is that while they did add relocation, so if you did have a house of Lavender Beds, The Mist, or Goblet, you could move to Shirogane or some other place if you wanted to. Mainly, this was going to be used for Shirogane. The problem here is, for some people, that broke. And it got rid of their old house, but didn't switch to the new house. So they just lost their fucking house. So that ended up having even more anger. So, to fix this, in 4.2, they added 6 new wards, adding across all 4 housing areas, adding a total of 1,440 plots. But to make sure there wasn't going to be a crazy rush, they decided to add new rules. That only free companies with 4 people or more could buy a house. But also, anybody who already had a house could transfer their house to somewhere else. So any of the new large or medium houses that were open could be transferred to any solo person that had a small house or any other size could move up and have a much smaller rush. The problem with this was due to the fact that they set the free company people limit to such a low number, you had a lot of people abusing the system. Having small free companies, since it only takes 3 people to make a free company, all you need is just 1 extra person and you can get a house. So if you get enough people involved, you can have a ton of people just end up buying up houses, abusing the free company rule, and just getting solo houses, which a lot of people in some servers did. People buying up full wards all by one person with alternate accounts and things of that nature. But in patch 4.22, I decided to open up plots to everyone, lifting the previous restrictions up to everyone, which wasn't a bad position because before that there were several weeks which gave the free companies several weeks to get a house without interference of the solo players, but which also made notice that there was a lot of houses open. At least for Behemoth, there were many houses. Mainly, the large and mediums got bought up, but there were quite a few small. There were a lot of smalls open up. But especially for the Goblet, there were still like 10 or 15 mediums still up. And even when that opened up to everyone, there's still a lot of houses left. You can get one if you wanted to. It's probably going to be in the Goblet, but if you want a house, you can get a house. Which is one of the big things when they added Shirogane. People just wanted a house. People wanted to play with the housing, but just couldn't. And now it's a lot easier to get hold of. So, where does that leave us? Is housing fixed? Is there no more problems with housing? Well, there is, what has been done is good. Is it great? Not entirely. There's still a lot of work to be done, but it is a step in the right direction. Well, what else can we do moving forward? What can be done to fix housing? Well, moving forward, I would say we just need more wards. Really, if there's not enough of something, just make more of it. How many wards? 24, 30 wards just across the board. That would, if just adding 6 more wards across the board alleviated a lot of pressure, adding 6 or 12 more, that's definitely going to help a lot. Understandably, yes. You need servers and you need all this. It's not just like they can just flip a switch and make this happen. But if they do make it happen, that will definitely help. Another big thing is just new zones, which is gonna eventually happen. I think one zone would be good. 2 would definitely, if not just outright, fix the problem. Especially if we can have it at 18 or, with the 18 wards we have, but if a new zone also added with 24 or 30 wards, will definitely, if not, will definitely alleviate, if not completely fix, to the most part, fix housing. So, we talk about new wards. Well, where should we go? What kind of houses should we get? Since everybody has their request, obviously the big one, since Heaven's Ward, everybody wanted Ishgard. But they said, we don't want to give Ishgard Because lore reasons. Okay, first up one, fuck lore. No one gives a shit about lore. Put it in fucking Kurthus or something. Make it so that Ishgard's selling houses to adventurers to help fix Ishgard, and they're gonna give that money to the poor people, so then they have houses in Ishgard. Something or other. Fucking make something up. No one really gives a shit. They just want Victorian era style houses in a snowy area. Just give us the fucking snowy houses. It's not that hard. Another one that I thought would be pretty cool is the Ruby Sea. Give us a cool housing area underwater with a little bubble dome. That would be awesome. Though this would end up having more, most likely Japanese style houses. But if you could add a more coral kind of structure, maybe something similar to the dungeon we have in the Ruby Sea, even though that's kind of that's definitely Japanese themed as well. So it won't be too different from Shirogane, but maybe if you add some type of undersea vibe similar to the Coral Wasteland in Monster Hunter World, maybe something like that would be kind of cool. Next we would have Eldershire or Dravanian Hinterlands. Since that already has a bunch of housing structures in there, maybe you could have some side area of the goblins, rebuilding an area for housing. We have Alamigo. You know, there's already a zone that has a bunch of houses in the Alamigan Quarter, so why not have a big housing area? Then, of course, you would have whichever 5.0 zone we have. Where that is, we don't know yet. That's probably something we'll get around 4.3, 4.4-ish. Will probably give us a good idea of where we're going. Since hell, I'm pretty sure we didn't know we were going to Doma till like, what, 4.5? Since we knew we were going to Alamigo. But then they're like, oh, we're going to Doma as well. But for that, you know, it really doesn't matter where they put the houses. Just as long as they make new zones will definitely help. But other things they can do to help housing? For me, you gotta up the free company limit. I think since a lot of people abuse this limit, for only 4 people. Again, you only need 3 people to make a free company, and just 1 more to be able to purchase a house. I think for 4 people, if you're buying a small, should be fine, but I think if you want to buy a medium or a large, there should be a higher limit of how many people you have to have, so that bigger free companies could have a bigger chance, or have a chance at a bigger house. So maybe you need 15 people to buy a medium, 25 people to buy a large. Also, this is one that I would like, even though I already have a large house, so this isn't affecting me, but man, if I didn't get it, I would want this so much more. Rework the zones so that all the plots in a housing area can be any size. The one thing I really, really don't like is that there's only 3 large houses, 7 mediums, and 20 small houses. And small houses are really small. Mediums are kind of, they should be bigger than they are. And enlarges a really cool, what is a really cool house that have, you know, extra structures and just, they just look really cool. Everybody should have one. Especially if you're playing for thousands upon thousands of hours. I don't want a fucking small house. I don't want a fucking medium house. I want a big, gigantic fucking house. I got millions of gil. I want a big ass house. Of course, it's another thing that everybody wants, or everybody wanted, but let's face it, this one just isn't gonna happen. I think it's way too late. They should have started doing this. Started by doing this, and that is have wards that are free company only and wards that are solo only. Doing that now just isn't gonna work. It would just be a logistical nightmare. You'd have to kick people out. You'd have to find a way to do that. I just don't see the game developers just pulling that one off. Although it would be nice, it's just something they should have started with, but which I'm pretty sure they started the housing with free company only, then they opened it up, but they didn't split them up, and that's a mistake that they're just not gonna be able to do away with unless they decide to do something massively drastic with housing. And I just don't see them doing that, mainly due to their grandfathering in of anyone that already has multiple housings. Because they didn't make a rule that you can only have one house per account per server. The problem is anybody that has multiple houses gets to keep those houses. So if anybody bought up an entire ward, they get to keep those houses. And if they want to help fix this, they gotta forcibly remove people. And while that does seem kind of mean, but when you have one person abusing the system and just fucking everyone, you gotta fuck them back. It's just gonna make people pissed, and it's just gonna make more people angry, and more people just abuse the system since other people are gonna know, oh, I can abuse that too? Then I guess I'll just buy up another ward. And then you have just a server. All the houses are owned by 7 people. Shit, housing's already a bitch in real life. Don't make it a bitch in video games. But they are slowly but steadily going in the right direction. And I think in the end we will be okay. But time will only tell. Let's see what decisions they decide to go with next in housing. And I think that wraps up today's episode of the Eorzea Minute. Thank you for joining me, and hope you join me on the next episode, where we discuss something else. What that will be, we'll just have to watch the next episode to find out. Thank you all, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that fun YouTube stuff. Leave a comment saying what you would like for me to discuss, or how you think that housing should be fixed, and what things do you think should be worked. Did you get a house with the new housing add-ons? With the new houses? What house did you get? Did you get a small? Did you get a large? Or did you get something in between? I'll see y'all, and y'all have a good day.